Well, hello there. My name is Mark Miles, and I love helping trainers, presenters, workshop facilitators really take their results to the next level. In today's video, I want to talk to you about what I call the ultimate shift. The ultimate shift. You see, for some strange reason, workshop facilitators or trainers, or even corporate trainers, seem to have this belief that their job is to share information. And to a degree, that is certainly the case. But I would postulate that if you are delivering any form of training, your actual end goal is transformation. Your actual end goal is for the people to hear your information, remember it, and to have some kind of shift as a result of listening to your information. So in today's video, I want to talk about the ultimate shift. Some ideas, some metaphors, some new ways of thinking that will really accelerate your progress as a trainer in whatever capacity you work in. You see, I worked out very early on when I was delivering training that there's basically two forms of the learning experience. One is kind of infotainment. Infotainment. That I share some information, I share some principles with you, I share some nice stories with you. And then you go away and you do exactly what you've always done. You continue to be the person you've always been. Or there is the other modality. Now, the other modality is what I call transformational learning. Now, transformational learning is the area that I really encourage people all to play in the space of. And that is the idea that ultimately you haven't learnt it unless you've used it and you've analyzed it and you've thought about it. Then you've modified your behavior again, and then you've used it again. You see, I believe that all transformation happens through the integration of the actual experience itself. And what we often find is amateur trainers will still stay in the space of share and share and share and leave the room. And audience members hear some nice stuff, go home, and nothing changes. And I want to encourage you to start to think about and start to evaluate yourself on how much change you actually create within your audience. Here's a couple of metaphors. Number one, the life jacket, the life jacket. You see, I have a belief that if I'm on an aeroplane and that aeroplane's crashing, I've probably got zero confidence that I could actually get that life jacket on. Now, why is that? Well, here's the thing. I've been on probably hundreds of airplanes in my life. Yes, I'm that old. I've traveled all around Australia, all around the world. I've been on a lot of airplanes. I've seen the safety demonstration many times. But can I put on the life jacket? Probably not. Probably not. Why is that? Well, I would postulate that in 90 seconds, if I'm struggling to put on the life jacket, it's probably because I've never put it on myself, and I've never been put in multiple situations of airplane crashes where I need to look for it very quickly. So the life jacket idea is essentially you can never, ever, ever assume that someone has learned something just because you've said, just because you've shown some information about it. So I encourage you to realign your expectations. I encourage you to start to think about how can I create multiple opportunities for my audience members in my workshop, in my seminars, to experience whatever you're actually teaching, or give them a moment of playing with the content, playing with the concept, or at least thinking about the concept and how they're going to apply it to their lives. Now that leads to the next point. Apply it now. Apply it now. Apply it now. Philosophy. What I mean by that is, as much as possible, if you can get people taking action, doing the work, doing the something in the room with you right now, there's going to be a higher level of result and transformation and change because they're doing the work right now. Not in 3 weeks' time, I'll think about doing it, or not in 2 days' time when I've already forgotten about what we're doing right now. It's not going to have much of a monumental change. So the idea of do it now in the room is always going to propel more success. And then that leads to the final point of it's all about retention. It's all about retention. Retention, retention, retention. Now, what we need to realize is that the human brain has limits to how much it can actually remember. So if you're thinking that you're speaking to a room and they're remembering everything you're saying, yeah, yeah, wake up. Now, what I mean by that is when you have the realization that most people are going to forget 90% of what you're saying in your workshop or in your presentation or in your keynote or in your anything, you start to approach things very differently. And you start to focus on what are the real core things that you want people to remember and change as they leave from your experience. From your experience. And if you accepted the idea that majority of people are going to forget what you say, it might open the possibility of going, maybe I need to show a slide, but tell them what to write down. Maybe I need to do that. Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe I need to really repeat the key points multiple times. Maybe I need to do that. Maybe that's a good idea, right? Common sense, right? But no one does it, right? Maybe I need to tell my stories even more graphically so people start to go, whoa, 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 and have a memorable experience and not just hear white noise. Maybe I need to have more regular review of the content. So we've taught some stuff, we've had experiences of stuff, let's review it. And then later on, let's review it. And then later on, let's review it. And maybe I do that. And maybe I do a role play, but maybe I don't just do it once. Maybe I do it multiple times. And then maybe more times as well. And you start to appreciate that you are driving towards retention of the information and making it stick as much as possible, not just be heard by your audience. You see, ultimately, when you start to shift towards how much change did I create? How much did they remember from what I actually taught them? Ooh, then you're stepping into the realms of mastery. Then you're stepping into the realms of transformational learning, which is so powerful. And it's no longer about, oh, did I get through all my slides? Did I missed the last slide? Oh no, I got to say this one last thing. Or, I got to get this right. And you start think about, it's not about that. It's about, did they actually retain the information? I taught them, and I wanted them to go away and think about, use, and apply. And that methodology of thinking is always going to propel your success as a trainer so much more than thinking, oh, I got to get through my content. No, it's getting your content to get through the minds of your audience. And when you focus on that, you have the ultimate shift, as I call it. And I really want this message to really get out there to corporate trainers, to trainers that are working in the vocational sector, to leaders out there in the marketplace that are delivering presentations, that are trying to communicate a message, they're trying to influence an audience. At the end of the day, it's not what you say that matters. It's what they hear, they retain, and they go away and act upon. And when you have that philosophy, you really show up differently. You really have a deeper respect for your audience, and you really connect with them at the heart level so much more. Thanks so much for watching the video. Hope you got some value from it. Like, comment, share. Let's get this out there, as they say. But really want to encourage all of you who follow this channel, start to think about this ultimate shift. And maybe there's other people out there in your sphere that really need to embrace this ultimate shift as well. So share the video far and wide. Let's get this out there. Thanks so much for watching, team, and we'll see you on the next one.